And we are live, and it's day one, and it's Monday, and I am so excited. I've been waiting to start this challenge for the past 5 days. I kept saying to my girls, when's it Monday? When's it Monday? Is it Monday yet? Can I start? Can I do the video? Can I go live? Can I get in the group? And they were like, Mum, will you just, chill? Not everybody's excitable as you. A lot of people will be scared about doing this stuff. A lot of people will be scared about what you're going to ask them to do. A lot of people might be thinking, oh my God, I've joined this group. What am I going to get out of it? Why should I do it? Why should I take part? Well, I'm going to tell you why you're here. You are here because you felt the call to be less fearless in 2021. We all got caught up, I think, in 2020. We all got caught up in everything that was going on amongst us, everything that was going on around us. Every time we spoke to somebody, every time we looked on social media, every time we turned on the news, it was always bad. It was always just things that were going to make us feel scared. And even me, right, I don't buy into the whole coronavirus thing. I mean, don't get me wrong when I say that. I don't mean I don't believe it's true, because I do. I'm definitely not a conspiracy theorist. But I don't believe in the hype that the media want us to feel about it. I don't buy into the scaremongering, because the way I see it is it's there, and I can either live my life and stay happy and stay high vibe and stay aligned, or I can get dragged down in it, and I can let it impact me, and I can let it affect me, and I can let it change the way I do things. Either way, it's still there. Doesn't change. It doesn't change for the world. The only person the way I react to it changes is for me. And so I think that's partly what this is about. I wanted to give people who maybe are, not able to stay less caught up in things. I wanted to give them some control back. And so I believe that you're here in this group for a reason. I believe that you're here because you need to hear what I have to say, that you want to hear what I have to say, and that if you take even one thing away from the next few days that we're going to work together over this group, then I've done my job properly. You will already notice I'm not in my office. If you've done my challenges before, and if you are used to my videos and the things that I do, I'm normally in my proper setup in my office, where I can, I've got the camera set up, and I've got my computer, and I've got things, I've got my notes in front of me, and I'm all good to go. I'm not. I'm in my bedroom, as you can see behind me here. The light won't be as good. I can see the spots on my top in my field of vision, so I can't even see my face. I don't even know who I'm talking to. I cannot see comments. But you know what? That's all part of being fearless. That's what I decided. I could have, because it's school holidays here, I could have kicked my girls off the computer where they're playing Amongst Us, of all things. And I could have said to them, look, I need to get in this space. I need to do this. Does it matter? No. Does it matter that I'm here in my room? No. It makes me feel a bit scared, because I don't feel that this is my natural environment for things like this. But in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. And I kind of thought to myself, this challenge is all about being fearless. So therefore, just do it anyway. Get in your bedroom and do it in front of the window. Who actually cares? As long as you get the message across. And it actually shows that I am talking the talk too, doesn't it? It shows that even though I'm a bit, not quite so comfortable to be here, I'm still here, and we're still doing this, and we're still doing this together. And you know what? I believe that we can all have a fearless 2021. I believe that we can all take back control of our lives and our minds. And I have copious amounts of things to give you. So many notes. Look at this. So many notes that I want to get through. So if you see me referring to my little bit of notepad here, that's because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss a thing. And I just feel that what I'm going to talk into and what I'm going to tell you is it's valid, and you'll get so much from this if you put the work in. And that is the first point. This is a challenge, and challenges mean that we have to do things. And I can sit here and I can talk into Facebook, and I can give you the stuff, and I can ask you to do things, but unless you play your part too, and unless you follow through on things, and unless you put into practice and at least have a go at the stuff that I'm going to give you, nothing's going to change. You know, it's that old saying, isn't it? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink the water. And so I really ask you to just try some of the things I'm going to ask you to do in this challenge. Just try, you know, it might make you step out of your comfort zone. It might make you feel fear, but isn't that what this is all about? You know, have a go. It's 4 days out of your life. I'm not going to ask you to do anything really scary. Well, for me, I don't believe it's particularly scary. I guess for people that have never done these kind of things before, it might be. But that's what this is all about. That's why we're here. And that's why this group, this container that we're in right now, it's a safe space. It's a space where you can be honest. It's a space where you can say whatever you want to say. And there's going to be no judgment. There's going to be nothing in here that's going to make you feel bad, because this is what I'm about. Everybody that's in here, we are going to lift each other up. And one of the challenges for today is just that. And I will get to that in a moment. But for now, I just want you to believe in yourselves. I want you to believe in your dreams. I want you to believe that you can do this. And with our help and our support, you absolutely can. You can. Now, I'm not going to talk for hours and hours and hours, because I know that it's school holidays here, and so anybody who's joining me from New Zealand, Australia, you know, we're still in the monks. You know, the kids go, Mum, can we go here? Can we do this? Can we do the other? So I'm not going to talk to you forever. This is probably going to be the longest video that I do, just because I wanted to sort of introduce it all and get us going. And for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, you are stuck in lockdown. Maybe you do have time, maybe you don't. Maybe you're working from home, maybe you're trying to homeschool, you know, maybe you're trying to do all of those things. And so you don't want to sit here listening to me ramble on for an hour. So I'm going to try and keep the videos, the lives, the things really quick. But don't be afraid, right? I'm here with you. We are all doing this together. We can all do this together. I'm going to be giving you some free stuff. So for anyone that goes all in and plays all out with me during this, there will be some goodies at the end. If anybody adds people, if anybody does all the challenges, I want you to tag me in everything that you do within this group, so that I can see it, so that I know who has actually been here with me and who has played full out and actually faced the most fear. You know, there's going to be some good stuff. And funnily enough, one thing I did want to say, I mean, you all know that I believe massively in manifestation and the power of the universe and the power of energy and alignment. And when I was putting this challenge together, every single day I would go out in the car and Fight Song by Rachel Patton would come on. Now, if any of you know that song, you'll understand the significance of that. But when I was thinking of, yeah, I'm going to do this challenge, I'm going to run this challenge, my word of the year is going to be fearless. Everything is about having less fear, being brave, getting out there, making it my year. To hear that song everywhere I went, to hear Fight Song, so many synchronicities, so much alignment. I'm actually going to pop the lyrics to it in the group so that you can have a read. I might even put the YouTube clip in, because you will see just how significant that is once you listen to it and once you read the lyrics. It's incredible. And so why was fearless my word of the year, and why didn't I do a New Year's resolution? And why don't I do New Year's resolutions? I used to. I used to do New Year's resolutions all the time. I used to get to, the 31st of January, 31st of December, and going into the 1st of January, and I'd be thinking, right, what's my New Year's resolution going to be? What am I going to do this year that's different? What am I going to do that I'm going to hold myself accountable to and keep and actually be my resolution? And I would think of all these really hard things, like the only one I've ever kept actually is don't bite my nails. Why that one was the thing, because my nails used to be bitten down to stumps, but I kept that one. I think it's because it made me feel better about myself, not worse. And that's the thing with resolutions, isn't it? We put all this pressure on ourselves to change and make all these changes. And yet, by the third week or the fourth week, we've broken it. We've broken the diet. We've had a glass of wine. We've done that thing. We've not done the exercise. And then we just feel bad. And then we feel like we've let ourselves down. And then we feel all kinds of fear and failure and not good enough again. And I didn't want that. And I don't want you to have that feeling either. So from now on in, don't make New Year's resolutions. Have a word of the year. Think of the year that's passed. Think of what it is that you want to get. Think of what you didn't like about what maybe happened in the year that's ending, and try and pick something that you feel fits what you want to do moving forward. It could be alignment, it could be joy, it could be happy, it could be flexibility. For somebody like me, that's also a big one because I'm very rigid. I have to have things just right, just as they are. And if they're not, and I'm slightly outside the lines, I get all weird. And it's a type of fear about not being perfect, of everything not being as it should be and straight and correct and in its box. And, I have massive fear about that. Am I a good enough wife? Am I a good enough mother? Am I good enough at the stuff that I teach? Are my courses enough? Are the challenges that I run enough? Are the things that I do on Facebook good enough? Are people judging me? What will they think of me? These thoughts run through my head all the time. And so for me, my word of the year, as I wanted to grow this business and grow what I did monumentally in 2021, I have so many big plans for what I want to do and what I want to take my brand and what I want to do with it, that there was all kinds of fear coming up. But I decided, no, it's not going to happen for me this year. I am going to be fearless. And that doesn't mean to say I'm not going to feel fear, because I am, and I do. Every single day at some moment I feel fear, but I'm not going to let it impact my life. I am not going to let it control my life. I'm not going to let that voice in my head be the one that takes over and has control. I'm just not going to do that this year. And so that is why my word was fearless. Now, what else do I want to tell you? I'm going to refer to my notes because I may want to make sure I am touching everything. Yes, the definition of fear. If you've ever looked in the dictionary and you've looked at the definition of fear, it says an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. Now, we have something in our brain called the reticular activating system that is just that. It is built into our brains to stop us from having threats, to stop us from getting scared, to stop us from danger of death or pain or harm, exactly as the definition says. And the thing is, when we lived in those times, and there was bears and tigers and lions, and we were living in our caves and we were primitive, that was really useful. Nowadays, it's not so much. And yet we're still living in those same fears, with the same reticular activating system giving us the same messages, telling us that I've got to keep you safe, there's harm. And that's why it floods our brain, and that's why we feel fear. And as we go through this challenge, I'm going to talk more about the reticular activating system. That is one thing that I think we need to do massive change on. And the good news is hugely easy. It's easy to rewire the beliefs and to change what your RAS in your brain actually looks at. And so it starts looking for good rather than looking for bad. For me, the biggest times that I feel fear is when I don't trust myself. When I don't trust that things are going to work out for me, when I don't trust that I'm on the right path, and when I don't trust that the messages I'm being given are the right ones, that's when I feel the most fear. And so being able to tune into your intuition and actually listen to what that is telling you and what that is asking you to do, a bit like the angel card readings that I've been doing in my group recently. You know, that is that you are always guided, you're always protected, you always have the right answer, you always have the right path. It's just being in tune enough and being able to actually tune in to what you're being asked to do and told to do and follow that path, and trusting implicitly that where you're being led and what you're being told is the right thing. Once you are able to really get into that space with yourself and honestly live your life from a place of, I don't actually care what other people think about me, that's true freedom, right? That is when we truly are and have become fearless. And that's what I want for myself for this year. I'm going to live from that space all the time, and I'm not going to let the outside influences shine, like overpower my internal voice, because I know that that's the one that I should be following. So I want you to just think for a moment how your life would be different if you actually didn't care what other people thought about you. What would you do differently? How would you act differently? What things would you be doing? What would you allow yourself to portray? What would you be putting out to the world? You know, if you didn't care what other people thought, if you didn't care whether other people were going to judge you, whether they were going to talk about you, what they might say about you, what would you be doing differently? It's a big, loaded question. But as we move through this week, I really want you to think about that, because I think that's the key to it all. That's the key, right? All of our lives we hear, you know, the big one for me when I was a child, children should be seen and not heard. I try never to say that to my girls, because that's the thing that always sticks in my head. And for so many years, I was meek and mild, and I believed that I shouldn't be heard, and I didn't have a voice, and I didn't have anything good or useful to say to anybody. And that was because from a very early age, I'd been programmed to believe that. You know, you might have heard, don't be too excitable, don't be overly confident, don't be silly, you know, come out of dream world, you can't possibly do that. Who are those people that are telling you that, to tell you that? It's about what you want, and it's about what you feel, and it's about what you have inside that you want to bring out. And if you didn't listen to those voices, and if you learned to shut them out and you learned to change them with empowering statements, how different could your life be? So you're going to take back your power, and that comes back to Fight Song, because that's what it's all about. So much alignment, it's absolutely wonderful. So the first task I'm going to ask you to do, really easy one for day one. The first thing I want you to do is I want every single person in this group to comment one of their fears. Just one of their fears. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be some monumental life thing like I'm scared to go live, or I'm scared to start a business, or I'm scared to, you know, tell that boy that I really like him. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It can be, I am scared to death of spiders. That, you know, and there is a story, but I used to be scared of spiders. This is how much this stuff actually works. So I want to tell you this story. When I was about 14 or 15 and I lived in the UK in a street called Carline's Park, I was upstairs in my bedroom and I was just, you know, reading on my bed, and I looked up at the ceiling. There was a massive spider above my head, massive. Probably wasn't massive, but to me, it was like the hugest thing in the world ever. And I tried to, that really pathetic kill that you do with a bit of paper. But all you do is you scare the spider because it's actually more petrified of you than you are of it. And it ran off. I took every single item out of my room to try and find that bloody spider because I knew, I was so scared of it, I knew I would not be able to sleep in my room if it was still in there somewhere. I'd have visions of it being in my hair, crawling over me while I was asleep, hiding in my clothes, all of that horrible stuff. Whereas nowadays, I'm still scared of spiders. I still am, but because I know how to control it, and because I know how to override those emotions and those feelings with some of the things I'm going to teach you, they don't bother me anymore. I just get them on a piece of paper and just put them out the window and go about my day, knowing that they are more scared of me than I am of them. So, one fear, I want you to write in the comments. I'm going to start off, I'm going to put one of mine in for you, and I want the person who sees it, every single person, I want you to just comment, you've got this. That's all. So I want you to put one fear in, and then you go through everybody else's fears and just comment, you've got this. We're going to start by supporting each other right from day one. That is the first thing I want you to do. You've got this. We are here to support you. You've got this. It's incredible. You can do it. You've got this. That's the way we are going to move forward through this year, starting with this challenge, starting with today. So that is task number 1. And I want you to keep saying that to yourself over and over and over all day today. Because that reticular activating system in your brain that I spoke about earlier, if you keep telling it, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, you're not scared, you're in control, it's okay. The more you tell it that, the more it will find evidence as you go throughout your day to show you that you really have got it, that you don't have to be scared, and that it is fine, and that everything's going to be okay. And I do have, for those of you that like affirmations, for those of you that actually say powerful statements to yourself every day, I want you to just close your eyes. I want you to just close your eyes right now, and I want you to repeat after me this following affirmation. Fear, thank you for showing me the way. Fear, thank you for guiding me. Fear, thank you for showing me how to be strong, how to be brave, and for showing me how to love myself even more. That's all I want you to say. Repeat that to yourself. Thank you, fear. Thank you for showing me that I don't have to be scared of you. Thank you for showing me that I actually love me and I'm not going to take your crap and I am not going to be held back by you. And thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for pointing out to me what I don't have to be scared of anymore. Prove to your reticular activating system that you are not in any danger, and it will show you signs that you're not. And by repeating that affirmation to yourself, that helps you surrender. It helps you begin to trust your intuition. It helps you to begin to get your control back. It helps you to begin to believe in yourself and to believe that there is nothing to be scared of. So I've rambled for quite a long time. We're at like 24 minutes. Sorry, taking too much time out of your day, but I just want to finish with your real homework. This is task challenge 1, day 1, number 1. First thing that I want you to do, other than repeat that affirmation to yourself and put you've got this, and put one fear in the group, in a thread. Your homework, I want you to create a voice recording. I want you to, it can be on your phone, it can be on your iPad, it can be on your computer, it can be absolutely anywhere. But I want you to, you can go into Messenger and just press voice voice type. You can do whatever you use, however you do this. I want you to create a voice recording of your own voice for 20 seconds, just saying, I am fearless. I've got this. I trust myself completely. I am fearless. I've got this. I trust myself completely. I am fearless. I've got this. I trust myself completely. I am fearless. I've got this. I trust myself completely. Over and over and over again for 20 seconds. Record your voice. And I want you to play that back to yourself 5 times, at least 5 times during the day, because the most powerful voice that you can listen to is your own. And that is why you record this and you listen to your own voice telling you, I'm fearless. I've got this. I trust myself. I am fearless. Put as much feeling as you can into it. 20 seconds. Nobody else has to hear it. Nobody else has to hear your voice recording. Only you. You are the only one that gets to listen to your voice telling you, you've got this. I am fearless. I can do this. Okay, and that voice recording we are going to build on as we go through the rest of the days. So that's enough ramble from me for today. I will see you again in here tomorrow. I can't wait to see what you're all scared of, what you all choose to write as the thing in the feed. And remember, you've got this. And we're all here to support you, and we're all doing this together. And we are all fearless. And we are all deserving of having the most amazing year this year, with no fear, with nothing to hold us back. Not being scared, we've got this. And together, keeping each other up, helping each other out, making each other feel supported, we have got this. Day one's been amazing. Hopefully you're all going to do the challenges, because remember, there is a prize. The most interactive person gets something amazing. What have we got coming? So you've had an affirmation today. We're going to do some more voice recording. I'm going to give you some EFT tapping to do. There'll be a little meditation. All of these things are designed to help you to not let fear take over. And so when you feel it rising, you just use one of these tools. You go to one of these methods and these things that I'm going to give you over the next few days, and you pull it out of your toolbox and you use it. That is the best thing I have found for me personally. Having all these things that I know, all these modalities that I train in and use and have and train other people in, being able to have this spiritual toolbox, as I call it, that just helps me to just feel the fear, tell it, I've got the message, thank you, I understand what you're trying to tell me, you can go now, I'm going to be okay. You've got this. I am fearless. Get your voice recordings done. Get your fear in the group, and I'll see you tomorrow.